Well, hello everybody. Here's that Bama style baked bean recipe that I told you I would be uploading, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to put this dish together. I'm starting with one whole onion, and you're just going to chop that into bite-sized pieces or however you prefer, and then one whole bell pepper, green bell pepper preferably, and then I just sauteed the onions in a non-stick skillet with a little olive oil, and just until they're a little tender. Again, it's to your desired preference as far as the tenderness of those vegetables. And then I did throw in that whole bell pepper chopped, and I've just added a little more olive oil so those can go ahead and cook. And these, to me, you really do not need to omit the bell pepper and onion for this recipe to taste out of this world delicious. Now, if you have a food chopper, you can easily put those vegetables in a food chopper, which I normally would do, but I've got to replace my food chopper. I like to actually put them in the food chopper and make them a very fine consistency, chopped very tiny. And it's just to give flavor to those beans, and it is really awesome, delicious flavor. And then I am going to be adding 1 pound of ground chuck. It's 80-20. You can use, whichever type of ground beef you prefer. This is the grass-fed Walmart brand. Actually, it's very good. It's the market side brand. And this is going to take these baked beans to another level. Trust me on this. And I just used my paper towel trick to drain off that excess grease from that ground chuck. You don't want that going into your body. It's very bad for those arteries. So make sure and either use a colander to strain that grease off or use a paper towel. So I did use the Great Value brand brown sugar baked beans. It's the 28-ounce can. You're going to need 2 of those for this recipe. I did accidentally pick up just the regular brand of the baked beans. I meant to get 2 brown sugar and bacon flavored baked beans, but it's still going to be delicious. And so I'm just combining the baked beans with the drained ground beef, the ground chuck. Look at that piece of bacon that was in that can of baked beans. They're really delicious. To be a off-brand generic brand, they're really good. So now I'm adding in the bell pepper and onions that I sauteed on the side. And again, if you like those smaller than how I chop those, be sure and use that food chopper, which I normally would do, my food processor or food chopper. And so I'm just combining the bell pepper and onion in with those baked beans and the ground chuck, the ground beef. Y'all, you have got to make these. I'm telling you, they are delicious. It makes a delicious side for any barbecue or cookout. And I did add a little bit of A1 sauce. You can omit that. It's optional, of course, but it does add some great flavor. And Casey Masterpiece is one of my favorite barbecue brands. Use whatever brand you prefer. And of course, my ground cinnamon is something I usually always add to a dish that has beef in it. It really enhances the flavor of beef like you would not believe. Again, the cinnamon is optional, but I do recommend it. You're going to love it. Trust me on that. It takes that ground beef to another level. It really brings out the flavor of any kind of beef that you have in a recipe. And so here I am just combining all of those ingredients. We've got the onion, bell pepper, the baked beans, the ground beef, the A1 sauce, the barbecue sauce. And now I'm just adding in a little sprinkle of reduced sodium bacon pieces. Now these are not bacon bits, these are bacon pieces. It is real bacon. I don't recommend using bacon bits, especially if it's the imitation. You want to get real bacon pieces, and it really enhances the flavor as well, along with that ground beef. It's a good addition to baked beans. And so I just let that simmer a few minutes, and I did transfer it to my baking dish. This will easily, and then my macaroni and cheese had just come out of the oven. And I will be sharing a recipe for that macaroni and cheese soon. And so I'm just checking on these baked beans. They've been cooking for about 15 minutes now, and I'm going to let them go about 45 more minutes. And Texas toast is a great bread to serve along with any barbecue, especially where there's baked beans involved. And of course, I love my sweet tea with a little lemon, and the sweeter the better, y'all. So if you're having a cookout, make sure to include some sweet tea and Texas toast. And here we go. You see how it's bubbling up around the sides there? That's what you're looking for. And can you imagine it with as a side with those ribs and hot dogs and hamburgers off the grill? You talk about delicious. This is going to be some fine eating. And again, the Bama style baked beans is a great addition to your 4th of July cookout. Any kind of barbecue that you may be having, make sure you add it. Make sure you try this recipe for your cookout this 4th of July. And I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. I hope you have a great celebration, and let me know if you cook these baked beans. I sure am appreciative that you're watching my channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to get out and enjoy some good old sunshine and some fresh salt water if you're near the beach like I am. And thank you for watching.